Today I'm going to show you how to create JavaScript rollovers in Dreamweaver. This is out-of-the-box functionality in Dreamweaver. So let's get started. I'm going to pop over into the prototypes.zip that I downloaded. That's available to you on eCampus. And I'm going to open it and just look around. I have two folders in it and a prototyping.doc file. So let's go back. What I really want to do is extract or unzip. So I'm going to right click and extract all. And right here where I am. Okay. And what I'll end up getting is all of those folders, everything that was in the zip file extracted right here in the same location under my downloads. So I'm going to click on the prototypes folder, and then Jordicolas is what I want. So let me move this out of the way. I'm going to drag the Jordicolas folder over to my JavaScript rollover example folder in Dreamweaver that I created. And there it is. And all of the images, everything came with it. So that's a nice little trick. You can just use the Windows Explorer and drag files right into Dreamweaver. Let me show you what we're going to build. And I have my Dreamweaver Live button clicked, and I've opened the jordicolas.htm. And so when I move over these individual icons that I created, and I only have 3 as an example, you can see that not only does this image change, but the image in the middle changes as well. Okay, so we're going to create that right now. To get started, I'm going to delete the jordicolas.htm file, and normally we would create an XHTML 1.0 strict document. This time it doesn't matter. I'm just going to click on the HTML button to create a new HTML page, and I'm going to save this document under my Jordicolas folder, and I'm going to call it jordicolas.htm. So there's my new file. Got a blank file. The next thing that I am going to do is insert a table. So I know this video may go by a little bit quick, so pause and go back 5 or 10 seconds and watch it again if you missed something. Rows. I want 4 rows, 4 columns. I want a table width of 400 because I created these icons. If you're creating your own icons, you may have different table width, but each one of these is 100 pixels wide. I'm going to use a border thickness of 1, and cell padding and cell spacing should be 0. Everything else we can leave alone. I click OK. Now I have a table, and I'm going to turn this live button off. I just want the design view. And I'm going to expand my images folder and look for all of my up images like alien up, gridstone up, look up. Okay, I'm going to take each one of these and drag them to a cell in the table. There's alien up, here's gridstone up, here's look up, McKesson up, carbon up, real up, remote up, SA up, speaker up, tech notes up, TV up, and Windows up. So now that I have all these icons in place, the next thing I'm going to do is drag and click select these 4 cells in the middle. And down here in the property inspector, which if you don't see it, all you have to do is go to window and click properties, and your property inspector will show up. Down in the property inspector, there's this button that says merge cells. And I turned all 4 of those cells into one cell now. And I'm going to go find the image called jordicolas.gif and drag it right into the middle into those merged cells. Okay, now the next thing that I think that I should do is add my JavaScript rollover behaviors. And I'm going to show you why image IDs are so important right now. I've been harping on it all semester. Now you're about to see why. I drop down the window menu and I click on behaviors, and this nice little behaviors panel opens up. It floats around, and I can click add a behavior, the little plus sign, and drop down to swap image. Okay, but before I do that, I need to make sure that I select the image that I want to swap. Okay, so swap image. And as you can see, all of the images are unnamed. And this is a problem because I don't know which one is which. Okay, so we're going to do something before we even get into these behaviors. I'm going to click on each image and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call this one image alien down here in the ID field of the property inspector. Now normally we would do these with code, but this nice little field here does the same thing. Okay, this is image gridstone. Does capitalization matter? No, just be consistent. I use this format in this camel casing in this IMG to describe that it's an image because I got that from Visual Basic. Okay, this is image look. This is image McKesson. This is image carbon. Carbon. I'm just trying to keep it, named the same as the original image names, the file names. This is image real. This is image remote. This is image essay. This is image speaker. Told you this is going to go fast, right? Oh, didn't click it. This is image tech note, I believe. Let's look over here at the file name tech notes. So image tech notes, image TV, image windows. Okay, so I've got them all named except for this one in the middle. Don't forget to name this guy. You got to give him an ID too. We're just going to call him image Jordicolas. Okay. Interesting. Now what? I click on my alien. I go to the window menu and I choose behaviors so that I can get this behaviors panel again. It's a floating panel. If I wanted to, I could dock it over here on the right, but we'll just leave it up. I click on the add behaviors button, the little plus sign, and I choose swap image. And what we're going to do is click on this image of the alien. See how the names are there now? That's because you added the image ID. That's why it's so important, because you can call images by their ID name instead of something generic. Okay, using JavaScript. So this is great. This dialog is all written in HTML and JavaScript, so it looks at the ID in JavaScript. Okay, so image alien. What happens when I move over the image alien? Well, I'm going to set the source to what? A different image. I'm going to browse for the image. What am I going to set it to? Well, here's what it looks like normally. It's this gray kind of washed out alien, but when I move my mouse over this gray washed out alien, I want the alien over state to appear. Think hyperlinks. Remember how we had hover, visited, we have these different states of hyperlinks, LV, FHA. Well, here you have different states. You've got an over state and an out state. So when I move the mouse over, it activates a JavaScript that changes the image. Okay, so we're going to swap this image, this alien over.gif. Okay, before I hit OK, there's another image that I want to swap while I'm in here, and it's this middle one. And we called it image Jordicolas. So I just click it. Okay, and by the way, this image alien, that little asterisk up there shows you that there is a behavior on that image. And that's how you know if you ever have to come back into this dialog and do some troubleshooting. Image Jordicolas, I want to show the big alien right in the middle. Okay. So let's look at the live view and let's see what we've done. Okay, here's my alien, and he just looks normal, but when I mouse over him, the JavaScript activates here, and it switches this image, and it switches the image in the middle. So we're doing two swap images when I move over this one alien image. And I just think that's really, really cool. I've always thought it was very cool. Let's do another one. This is the image. Let's go back to design view. This is the gridstone image. I add a behavior, swap image, and gridstone is selected. I browse, and I want to show the over state, or the over image. And when I move over the image of gridstone, I also want my image Jordicolas to change to the gridstone big. And I click OK. Okay. And let's look at the live view again. Okay, so I know that my rollovers are working correctly. The swap image is happening. Let's go back to design. Let's do one more because I want to show you what happens when you make a mistake. I'm going to add a behavior, a swap image. On image look, that's this icon here. I'm going to show the look over state. And let's say right now I just hit OK. And I'm looking at my live view. And I notice, well, that changes. But the middle icon doesn't change. And I think, oh, what do I do now? Well, I go back into design, view. And I click on this image. And I can see that there's a mouse over and a mouse out state. Okay, the mouse over is the one that I want. I just, right here where it says swap image, double click it. And I can see that image look has an asterisk beside it. But look, image Jordicolas is the one that I forgot. So I click it, I browse for the file, I show my look. Where is it? Look big. Got confused for a minute. Look big. This file right here. Now I'm done, so that when I view this page, I get 1, 2, 3 swap images. I'm going to let you do the rest, but let's talk about what's happening behind the scenes. This is truly JavaScript, and if I go into the code view, you'll see a couple of things. On line 6 all the way down to 29, Dreamweaver has inserted JavaScript for you. And what does it do? It's added several functions, preload images. What this does is it makes sure that all of your images that you're using for swap imagery are preloaded before swapping ever happens. Because imagine that you move over this alien, but the overstate alien hasn't loaded yet. It hasn't gotten it from the server. It hasn't come down the line. Well, what happens? Well, it would do the swap image and it would display a broken image, and that's undesirable. So there's a function that says, hey, load all of the images up. After you're done loading, then you can do the swap image behavior. Okay, here's a function, swap image restore. This MM is residual. It's from Macromedia. It's a Macromedia function before Adobe bought this piece of software. So here's a swap image restore. That's what happens when you mouse out away from the image. Okay, there's another one, swap image. This is the mouse over state. All right, so that's the behind the scenes. Get started and fix all the rest of your icons.